I think that I'm thinking of Noah.
We didn't like best of day, right?
We good.
Yeah. If it's some motels back there, you can get the back. Huh?
You got what's going on?
Let's go ahead and go. Hakim, y'all ready?
You got two applies on the tweet. Yeah, it's two on
Y'all ready? All right, Hakim, we about to going live in 3, 2. We good.
Alright, it's we out here Passover, man, doing pre-bid for the Passover, man. You got we out here with the brothers from the GMS Louisiana Saints, this the brothers from the GMS Gulf Coast Mississippi Camp. We're gonna get straight into it, man. We ain't gonna, prolong nothing. Start out giving infinite honor and glory and prayer to the Most High and His Son.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Rakabadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS who rule well and teaches this truth 100%, no cut. Double shalom and salutation that I can push the word across the fold and true faith, sincerely, giving all diligence, man. So we just gonna get shalom. We're gonna get straight into it, man. And get that Exodus 12 and 12 started off right there.
This is Exodus chapter 12, verse 12.
Right.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
Right, this night, man, literally. As we speaking, man, the Lord is going to pass through this, man. This night, man. That's why we keep the Passover, man, so the Lord can pass over us and don't put that judgment upon us, man. Right. Meaning destruction, man, death, man. And calamities, man. Bring it out, bro.
And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Right, that's why you got all these mass murders going on, man. That's why you got all these so-called natural disasters going on with Jake getting in wrecks. Jake goddamn getting sick, catch virus and flus, dying from different diseases. Jake killing his kids. Jake getting killed by his wives and so on and so forth, man. Jake getting killed by the police, man. That's because the Lord put it upon them because what? They don't have this knowledge, man. So they gonna get it first, man. Bring it out, bro.
Both man and beast.
Man and beast, man. That's why you riding up the interstate, what you see on the other side of the interstate, man. Cats, dogs, dead and all that, man. Dead and all, man. The Lord's putting judgment on everything, man. Bring it out, bro.
And against all the gods of Egypt, right. I will execute judgment. And
what Kobe Brown was the people of America, man. He was a god. Just like the rest of these rappers and shit, man. They're gods and idols, man. And it's not the Lord striking judgment upon them, man.
I'm trying to get it. You're not in the camera.
You got it, bro.
Me?
And if anybody got to, want to add to it, go ahead with it, bro.
Things are getting serious out here. Not only are people getting put to death on the regular, but today the people that work in the stock market are having a drill on if the coronavirus shuts down the stock market and people don't have to go to work. It's no coincidence that it's happening exactly on the Passover. It's a sign that the Most High is about to really drop that hammer on Babylon.
And also with the schools, man. They're talking about shutting down schools, man. And that so-called education system is a god in his own, man. Because what these parents, these older folks teach, get an education. Go to school. Get an education, man. That's bullshit, man. Because we know education means to bring out, man. you know, to bring out from within, man. They not bringing nothing out from within us, man, because if they was giving us an education, us being so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, they'll be educating us on these scriptures, man.
That's right.
You know, on our nationality, man.
That's right.
Not on some things that they done whitewashed, you know, done whited out, you know, with the pen, you know. You got it, bro.
I got one.
All right, now let me finish this real quick. You stop.
It says, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh.
America is modern day Egypt because of the great bondage that we came over here to serve, man. In America, man. And that we still serving, man. We still pay taxes. You know, we still got to give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, man. You know, all 12 tribes, man. Anybody that come over here, man. You know, bring it out, bro.
Verse 13, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are.
Right, and the blood is the witness, man. Us having his knowledge is the witness, man. That token, man. Of us the what? Read it over.
And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are.
Our minds, man, where we are, man. That's why we exempt from that judgment, man. You know, that's why we not suffering the same judgment as 2/3 of our people, man. You know, we get sick, we catch hell, but we not getting killed. We not always in the midst of bullshit every other week or every week. You know, every day.
We're being chastised.
We being chastised, man. Spiritually within ourselves first, man. You know, bring it up, bro. All right, come on, let me finish.
And when I see the blood,
right, which is this word, which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, us giving diligence, man, us repenting, man. You know, showing the Lord that we sorrowful, man, in the spirit, man. When we repent, man. Sacrificing, come on, bro. You got it, bro. Our time, our efforts, everything, man. To this truth first and foremost, man. You know, bring it up, bro.
I will pass over you.
Right.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
That sounds like exemption, don't it?
Yeah.
Like it tell you what that is. Ezekiel 9:4. That it is. That's all. All right, keep going.
When I smite the land of Egypt, that's
right. For edification, because that's what we were set up to do, to watch, man. You know, and then when you're on the watchtower, you warn your people before danger approaches the kingdom, man. Right. That's saying it before it happens, man. That's a prophet, man. You know, that's all we doing. We ain't worrying about catching no corona, man, because the Lord said his angels encamp around those that fear the Lord, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. We just using it for edification, man. Just showing you that what thus says the Lord says is coming to pass, man. Right. You know, and it's true, man. This is a living book, man. Sure. We using it just for edification, man. It's that simple, man.
I didn't want to cut nobody off.
Y'all roll with him.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 5:7. It say, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump.
You can break it down.
And that's what we doing each and every day. You know, we purging out all that old leaven. And there's certain brothers or certain men that was with us that ain't here today, man. That couldn't be at the Passover. You know, because they had all that old leaven in them, man. You know, and they wasn't able to have that blood in them on that doorpost within their mind, man. You know? And it says, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us, man. You know, the Heavenly Father gave his son to sacrifice for us. So therefore, what we gonna do, man? We gonna sacrifice for it, the nation of Israel, man. Going out there, delivering our bodies as living sacrifices, man. Pushing this truth week in, week out, day in, day out through the videos. You know, constantly progressing each and every day, man, until Yahweh shall return and deal with this place ultimately.
Pacing in the day, man.
Pacing in the day.
I know y'all brought that.
I have one whenever the last brother get there.
Yeah, I got one after.
I'll just bring this out real quick. The second Esdras chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So we're about to get out of here, man. This is Esdras. This is not dealing with ancient Egypt. It's dealing with the new Egypt, man. Revelation 11 and 8. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Is this coronavirus, these different strands of the coronavirus virus is not that a plague as before? Diseases? Is that not a plague as before as in Egypt, man? Same thing, man. Pestilence.
You got those moths out there in Africa, man.
And don't forget about the locusts that just came about.
Locusts.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All these plagues are scourges for amendment, man. This is all punishment for you enslaving the children of Yasharala, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Everything that's about to happen to America is a punishment for what you've done to our people, man. Just like Yahweh Bashing Shai punished the ancient Egyptians, he's about to punish these Americans, man.
And look, and going to that scripture from Ad, man, it said he's going to punish Egypt as he did before. So this is a differentiation. These are two different places, man. It's spiritually the same, but geographically, we're not talking about Egypt where the Nile is. We're talking about Egypt where the Mississippi River is, man. Over here in America, it's about to get punished, man.
That's it. That thing was kind of famous.
If I could go there, my time right in the head. This is Deuteronomy 28:61. It says, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, man. You know, that was going back in the time of Moses, but that also ties in today, man. Every plague that is not written in the book of the law, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua gonna hit you with some new shit, man.
Right.
Right, like coronavirus, like
I'm living it up.
Birds,
I got one.
I got one too.
Drink yours up. I'm after you. This is Isaiah, the brother over here. But I'm after you, man.
This is Isaiah 19, I'm going to start at 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh, Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. And we know that that swift cloud that the Most High is riding upon is this massive fathership chariot that Yahweh Shai is returning in. And as the brother brought out at the beginning, the heart of the idols of Egypt melting are these different ideologies as well as these celebrities like Kobe Bryant being put to death. All the left-hand magic that used to work for spiritual Egypt, which is the United States of America, isn't working anymore.
Your degrees. And when you go into that word degree, it means down the step. You know, all that old bullshit and being indoctrinated with bullshit, definitely. Yeah. Let that brother bring. You have one?
I just had
let me finish. Pull out, y'all.
Yeah, I just had one more.
You got it, and then you got it.
I'm going to jump to verse 3 in Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
Is this place not built off of, what is it, guns, oil, and drugs?
God.
Is the Dow not dropping daily? Is it not the what is it, the monetary system? Is it not dying off? It's kind of like the brother said, people not giving up the petrol dollar. So the spirit of Egypt is what? Dying, man. Bring it out, man.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof,
Right.
and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar
So pretty
spirits.
soon it ain't gonna be no more people trying to tell you, yo, get an education, go to college, get you a good job, man. It's gonna be people goddamn trying to fend for their own, man. You know, you got some bread, you got some kill or get killed, man. Come on, bro. Just sum it up right now. Come on, bro.
And to the wizards. That's it.
You got hold. You got right after this, brother.
It's 2nd Esdras chapter 3 and 13. Go and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So all we have to do is keep having faith in the Most High God, Yahweh Shemiyah, amidst all these things that are going on, because the Most High God, Yahweh Shemiyah Shai's power is glory and it's terrible at the same time.
Right.
So, you know, the kingdom is already prepared. You know, for those of you without knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you are going to be part of the 2/3 club.
And if I can just quick add to what the brother was saying, like the scripture was saying, that the brother brought up, the kingdom is already prepared for it. Because if it wasn't, why would the scripture tell us how it was going to be built up? With the 12 gates, the different stones.
What the scripture say? The Lord have proclaimed the end
From the beginning. There it is. Come. And this is our faith, man, whether you believe it or not, man. It's what we believe in, man. Lord willing, Lord, keep the same spirit upon us, man, and keep just going, man. That's all we ask for, just for the Lord to keep the same spirit on us, to keep us going, man. Keep us maintaining, man. You know, according to the lot of the spirit that He's placed us in, man. You know, you got it, bro.
Come. Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom,
Break it down to her.
and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. Alright, so Yahweh Shemel eyes is on, the kingdom of Israel, and 2/3 of it, going back to Zechariah 13:8, are going to be destroyed. You got next precept. For lo, I will command and will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, there shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. And verse 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake.
But just going to with the brother, just read that last one, before the one you just read.
For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel.
And sifting the house of Israel. That's why every time Passover comes about, what happens?
So
a great sifting happens, man.
Yeah.
Whether it's some type of false doctrine, Jake can get bugged out, fall out the truth, or get kicked out the truth, some type of way, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? So that's sifting. Go ahead.
I will sift the house of Israel among all nations.
Right? Meaning in America, in the UK, West Africa, Philippines, wherever the fuck you at, Australia, you know what I'm saying? South, Central America, the Caribbean, Canada, all that. Wherever Jake is at, man. All right, go ahead.
Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
We go back to what the brother said. That's what faith kicks in at. When you got all of this falling out and all this commotion and confusion going on, but yet it takes that faith to do what? That last part, yet not the what? The last part.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
And that least grain is talking about the elect, man.
That's right.
The least of us that you see, the least of the men of the Lord that's out here sighing and crying, man. The Lord is not going to allow them to fall out. Why? Because the end is proclaimed from the beginning, right? When you go into Romans 8, somebody get that real quick. Romans 8:29. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give, pass right around to y'all guys. I know you got one too. I got you, but real quick.
Romans 8:29.
Hey, this is a faith booster in itself. This is how we know the least grain shall not fall on the ground. Meaning you're not going to fall out. Harm is not going to come towards you, man. It's spiritual or literal. Go ahead.
Romans 8:29 it said, for whom He did foreknow.
So to foreknow means to know you before. Okay, go ahead.
It says He also did predestinate.
We already know what pre means, right? Before.
Yes.
Destinate is what? Your destination, right? So you're wherever you are, wherever you're going, however you are, or whatever befalls you was already predetermined. Okay, go ahead.
It said to be conformed to the image of His Son.
Let's talk about that little grain of seed that the brother's talking about. Okay. That's it. I know he's a little bit more, but that's it on brother. Finish that one off, I can back to
That was it.
All right, and I got mine to bring it out. And the purpose of the Passover is to give the service of the Lord a mark of exemption, man. Because in Egypt, man, the angels of the Lord, they went through there breaking havoc. And like the brother brought out earlier, I forgot which brother brought it out, but it was saying, I'm a walk. Brought out that how we in Egypt again, and all hell about to break loose. And the verse I'm about to bring out is going to separate for their evil. And when you're talking about punishing the world, the elect is not mentioned in that world per se, all right? That's talking about the 2/3, and it's talking about the other nations. and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the.
And let me say
Go
this:
ahead, bro.
do not the righteous and the wicked live in two different worlds?
Two different, totally.
Basically, that world is what we call reality. You know, we're not in the same reality, man. You know what I'm saying? We're in the night. We're in the spirit of what? Solemn assembly. Right? It's sundown, it's Shabbat, and it's one of the highest holy days, man, of the year. The Hebrew year that is, man. So what world are we in? We in this world. What it's Saturday night. What the fuck the world is into? What they going on? Like Apostle Hart like to say, they out here. Go ahead, man. I just wanted to elaborate on that world, man, just to break it down into a small form. So you know, it's easy to understand.
Will lay low the hardest of the turtle. So the armies, the police, 911, the social systems, the social services, all that is going to be brought down low. And everything that we were raised to look at, in I'm not going to say high esteem, but this structure is going to be brought down low. And the men that you see before this camera, Lord willing, are going to be brought up as they're being brought down. And the world is going to look at us as those are really the men of the Lord. And that's where that mark of exemption comes in, because we're going back to the mark of exemption and the angels of death, man. They might, we can't see them, but they might walk up on us with a sword and about to come to the name and be like, wait, no, he got a mark on his head. I can't touch him. And they go on and kill neighbor, man.
This is Jeremiah 46:11. Go up into Gilead and take Thou, O virgin daughter of Egypt. All right, and when they say O virgin daughter of Egypt, that's a telltale sign. It's not talking about ancient Egypt. Okay. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. And when this place is laid waste, this is what the Passover is about. The reason it's not going to be cured is because the Most High is going to let his four winds go all type of catastrophes and calamities. Okay? And the only people that are going to be delivered are the men of the law.
Hey, if I can add to it, those many medicines goes into those different doctrines, man. You know, because our people search for something, but they can't find it, man. You know, they searching for a cure. They searching for some knowledge, man. But they searching in the wrong areas, man. They going to the wrong offices, so to speak, man.
Isaiah 47 talks about her witchcraft and her sorceries can't deliver her. That's going to those medicines too. All right, verse 12. The nations have heard of thy shame, thy cry hath filled the land, for the mighty man has stumbled against the mighty, and they are falling both together. All right, but the people that are not going to fall is the people that have this mark of exemption on their foreheads, which is ultimately the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, this doctrine of life. All right, which is Yahweh Shai, man, when we went into earlier. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna skip down to verse 17. Verse 17, they did cry. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He have passed the time appointed. You see, we living in a time. This place is going off for borrowed time, man. And the reason it's going off is because the Most High is waking up the last of the elect, man, to come into the fold, man. All right, that's the only place. This place is actually keep going on because of the elect. That's it. All right. As I live it, says the King, whose name is Yahweh. Surely as Tabor is amongst the mountains, the nations, all right, and as Carmel by the sea, so shall he come. Let's talk about our great king, man. O thou daughter dwelling in Egypt, furnish thyself, go into captivity, for now shall be waste, desolate, and without an inhabitant. And when this place is wasted and desolate and without an inhabitant, us brothers you see up in here are coming to Yahweh Shema Shai with fear and trembling, so we don't fall in those calamities, man. So we don't be laid waste. Because we've seen brothers that was amongst us, they're gone. So these prophecies, we don't want that to happen to us, man. No. We want that blood on us, man. Yahweh Shema Shai's blood on us, which is the doctrine.
In the name.
You gotta preach that. Got a precept.
Revelation 14.
You know, and this is going into, you know, that world and that society, man, that's going to get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? This is Joel chapter 3, verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. You know what I'm saying? In that same way, man, that Egypt gonna be a desolation, and that Egypt is right now, man, where we living at today, man, Babylon the Great, America. You know what I'm saying? And it say Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. You know, who's running Egypt right now, man? Esau. So guess what, man? And how we gonna get saved about it? That same way the Lord brought us out of the Egypt in the time of Moses, man. You know, and we're not trying to get caught up in that desolation, man. You know, so guess what, man? We gonna do what we gotta do, man, and we gonna until the time come, man. That's right. You know, Lord willing. I keep going down. Verse 20. But Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem, generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's what it's gonna be, man. You know. Like the scriptures say, man, Esau at the end of the world and Jacob at the beginning of their followers, man.
This wisdom of Sodom is 16 and 15. It says, but it is not possible to escape thine hand.
Right.
And we know.
Go read it over again.
It says, but it is not possible to escape thine hand.
Because once you fall into the hand of the living power, man, can't nobody pluck you up out of it. Can't nobody grab you up out of it, man. You know, so America is in that hand, man. America is in, like I just read, man, it's impossible for America to escape the Lord's hands, man. So the Lord is going to put judgment upon the place, man, whether you American people believe it or not, whether Esau believe it or not, man. You know, they are going to get this judgment, man. They're going to get this work, as they said in the word.
Yahweh shall say he's going to come back, he shall bruise the heads of the king. All right? And he also said,
he gonna lay low the haughty, man.
Yeah.
The proud, man, the spirit, man. He coming back for
and he also said that he gonna bruise the feet of Satan. Which goes into what? Laying down on him when you go into that word, man. Which is symbolic to Jake coming into power with his hand betwixt his heel. You see what? Yanking him out, man. That's gonna be done by Yahweh Shah, all right, and ultimately what? We gonna follow up. But it says, for the ungodly that deny to know thee were scourged by the strength of thy arm.
Right, and who is that? By Yahweh Shah, man. The ungodly that deny to know thee, man. That's talking about first and foremost 2/3 of our people, man, that refuse this word, man. Refuse to prove this correction, man. And everybody else, man, that fall in line, man. You know, because the scripture tell you, what have you done to proclaim my statute, man, roughly paraphrasing. Talking to Esau, man. You know, since you want to put yourself in their shoes, okay, well, I'm going to judge you in their shoes, man. I'm going to burn you out them fucking shoes.
What Esau, like they said, it's a Bible belt.
It's a Bible belt. And what the Lord going to do, we're going to put that belt in their ass.
That's right.
But it says the powers that be there are ordained by the Most High. So they all in the trick back. It don't matter. But it says, for the ungodly that deny to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm, which goes into his armory too, which is his magazine of weapons. When you look that up, you see? It says, which is about to speak of right here, his arm. Because they got a scripture that also says that the lightning shall come down his arm, man. And then who he say he saw Esau what? As falling down as lightning, man. Who he saw? Who was reigning at that time? The Prince of Egypt. The spiritual Egypt. Instead of new prince. Hold on. Let me get it.
This is right for what you just said. Right here. This is Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Right. Then weaken the nation. Let's go ahead and what you just said.
Because who bearing the light of the society right now, man? Esau, Edom, man. That's so-called. You know, that's why everybody, they follow suit after the so-called white man.
Right.
They don't follow suit after the scriptures. They don't follow suit after our apostles that go down to our younger brothers, man. They follow suit after the so-called white man with the suit and fucking shop, man.
Esau, holy days, was being led.
They don't know about the Passover. but they know about goddamn Easter.
Easter.
You know, they preparing for that 2 months early. You got Easter eggs, Easter candy, and all that shit in the store right now, man. Halloween, Valentine's Day. People know about that so-called Mother's and Father's Day, but the scriptures say honor our mother and our father. They don't give no specific date.
If you ask a regular person what the word Easter means, all they can tell you is, oh, it's Easter bunny, this and that, on a holiday. But if you really go into that word Easter, all it means is Passover.
It means Passover.
And they tell you that in the book of Acts.
Yeah,
We're going to the blue level. But we the crazy ones, though. Come on, bro.
It's 12:4, yeah. But it says, for the ungodly that deny to know thee, which scored by the strength of thy arm.
Stop right there, real quick, Baba Shah. Hold what you got. Bring that up.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 22. Therefore, whereas thou doest chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more.
And who is our enemies, man? Everybody that's against this truth. Starting off with the 2/3 of Israel, man.
Right.
And then going down to our enemies, Esau, Edom, and the stinking ass Hamites, man. On down to the rest of the 17 nations.
Somebody give me Zechariah 14:12.
I get it. Keep going.
Yeah, you can finish it out real quick.
To the intent that when we judge,
Right.
we should carefully think of thy goodness,
Right.
and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy.
Right, so to the intent, what? When we are judged, read that last part over again.
We should, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of
Right.
thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged,
Right.
we should look for mercy.
Right, and let us know the Lord is not a respecter of person, but also lets us know that the Lord showed favor to us. The Deuteronomy 7th chapter 6th verse, man. You know, that the Lord only deals and loves us, man. But at the same time, the Lord is not a respecter of a person, man. You know, and so how much more our enemies, man? If the Lord sat there and bust our asses, how much more the ones that He used to punish us, man? You know,
say if the righteous gonna scatter and make it out, then what's the end for everybody else?
Exactly.
Ungodly and sinner. Yes, sir. I still got a little more.
You got it.
It says, with strange rains, hails, and showers were they persecuted, that they could not avoid, and through fire were they consumed. For which is most to be wondered at, the fire had more force in the water that quencheth all things, for the world fighteth for the righteous. That's pretty much coming to the point. For the world fighting for the righteous, which is us. Go ahead.
And what's that ultimate rain, man? Strange rain, man. Those thermonuclear missiles, man.
That's what it's gonna be.
You know?
Whoa. It's a lot. It says for some time the flame, this 16:18. It says for some time the flame was mitigated that it might not burn up the beast.
Right.
Wait.
And how's it been?
Oh no, that's 19. Yeah.
How's it being mitigated now, man? Because what the Lord say, He holding back the 4 winds, man. You get left here. There it is, right there, man. But pretty soon it ain't gonna be no more mitigation. Obliteration is what's coming next.
It says for some time the flame was mitigated that it might not burn up the beasts that were sent against the ungodly, but themselves, which means Salaki, themselves might see and perceive that they were persecuted with the judgment of Yahweh. And at another time it burned even in the midst of the water above the power of fire, that it might destroy the fruits of an unjust land. You know, which is why America, man. Yes, sir. Modern day. Which they where we was fed angel food at.
Exactly.
Right there, the same place, man. Which is the next scripture, but y'all brother got it. Keep going down.
Y'all need to flow with
Get that Zechariah,
I'll get that Zechariah.
Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their
The reason why I wanted to bring that one out, because y'all brothers earlier said that the nation, all the things that the nations had done to us. So it started over again.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
That's the point. All these nations that have bust our ass through slavery and continue now, these are the plagues. Ultimately the missiles, but the plagues that you see, like the coronavirus, different shit. This is the Lord busting their ass back for what they done to us, man.
So whole time, if I could just say, whole time they thought they had us in derision, the Lord had them in that trick bag.
That's right.
You know?
Right. Strong delusion. That's right.
Very strong.
And it reads.
Yeah. Like, that's how that shows that the Most High is a balanced power, because what happened before Moses came on the scene? They had a firstborn, like he had to slaughter all firstborn. And what happened what was the last plague as the Israelites left out of Egypt?
Killing the firstborn.
So that shows you the whole point of Yahweh, how his revenge is. That's why he said, leave all revenge to him.
Vengeance is mine.
Recompense. So is my mercy, so is my wrath.
That's right.
That's right.
It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
That's thermal. You guys wait up.
And that's gonna ultimately be them thermonuclear missiles, man. That ICBM nuclear fighting, man. You know what I'm saying? 200 million, man. 200 million missiles, man. You know, pinpoint accuracy, man. And they will hit their marks, man.
Right, bro. As the brother Vidal say, no.
No. This ain't gonna be no. This gonna be hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hell yeah.
Bro, hey, like the brother did, y'all did that video, it's gonna be what, I think it's 4 million, or Mr. gonna get each of. Beautiful, bro. Hey, I got a quick one backing up the brother. This is Ezekiel 22, 19 and 20. It said, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because ye are all become dross. Behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron.
Hey, stop right there. I just said they become dross, man. Them impurities, man. You know, and guess what? Hey, the Lord don't want that, man. No, the Lord ain't dealing with that impurity stuff, man. The Lord is dealing with pure, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna purge the land of it, man. He's gonna purge Israel first and foremost, man.
Anytime you go talk about goddamn John the Baptist, is not a man of the Lord, you worthless.
But you dross. Like the scriptures say, you dross, man. And your impurity, you something that's worthless, man. You separate the dross, man, and you get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't dealing with that, man.
Real quick. It's Malachi 3, verse 17. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him.
That's hip shit.
Matter of fact, one of you brothers,
let me finish this like
one of you brothers, you got it.
This is Ezekiel 22 and 20. Ezekiel 22 and 20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire on it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you.
Hey, the Lord compares you niggas to a goddamn furnace, man. A blacksmith.
And Yahweh is the bellow. The bellow.
Add the fuel to the fire, man.
Blow the flame on the fire, man.
I got a piece up for you, It's 1 Corinthians 3 and 13. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
And what it said, every man's work shall be made manifest, man. No matter if it's righteous judgment or either you getting judged according to destruction, man. You know, you getting saved up out of this thing, or you getting delivered, or you getting destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? By what? Fire. By fire, man.
If I can say something, go ahead.
And what is that fire, man? A purifying agent, man. Yeah. Separating you from what? That dross.
Yeah. With this dross, right? And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Mm-hmm. So if you got that dross, so you got impurities in you, the fire is either going to burn you up if you're wood or stubble, or if you silver or gold, you're going to be purified.
Right.
You're going to come out looking like a new man. That's right.
I got a quick one to back that brother up. Real quick. And because there's two people that's on top of this earth right now. It's the elect and it's everybody else, all right? And this is going to be the end all, man. Malachi 4:3. And ye, the elect, shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in that day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts.
Oh, you should have started up at 1.
I go to 1.
I'm holding that. You should have started at 1.
I go to 1.
I go to 1.
For behold, the day cometh, then this Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. That's what the brother was talking about with the ICBM nuclear weapons, man.
And that furnace, huh?
And that furnace.
What is a furnace? Also an oven.
That was as hot as it got in those days as far as their terminology. They didn't have the word nuclear bomb in that day.
That's still hot.
Very hot.
Still hot.
Guess what?
Ancient words.
And all the proud, yeah, and all that do wicked shall be stubborn.
Stubborn. Fuel.
They're drunk.
God. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
And they gotta come back in the kingdom, man. And if you're an Israelite, and if you're a 2/3 Israelite, man, you have to come back in the kingdom, man. You have to be born through the loins of the elect, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're a heathen, hey, you just gonna come back as a slave, man. Simple as that, man.
Like I said, that goes back to how man gonna be judged according to his work. If you're not on that terror, basically you already know what it is.
Yeah, and that's the differentiation I was saying in verse 3. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. So when we get out after this place is destroyed, you're going to be walking upon the remains of the 2/3 of the other nations that the Most High judged. The ones that was looking down on you, calling you nigga, telling you late for work, telling you ain't shit, telling you what my child support at. They're going to be under the soles of your feet, man.
If
I could back up what you just said. If I could back up what the brother just said. Terminator 2, they got a lot to do with Judgment Day. At the end of the movie, they show the nuclear war, then they show the aftermath, and then you have Sarah Connor narrating saying those that survived the fire of Judgment Day had a new war to deal with, the war against the machines. What does it mean? The war against the elect. Huh? And then you see that metal foot step on that skull. That's how the elect are going to be.
Hey, and that's what the brother read in Zechariah 14:12 was exactly how it happened when Sarah Connor had that when she got that fence and it vaporized her fucking whole body.
Hey, and what happened?
Eyes sucked
eyes melted out of her face, man. Tongue consumed the way she was. Hey, that fire. Hey, when you Salakia, when that nuclear bomb set off, man, it's hotter than the surface of the sun, man. And what happens to any element? And human beings are an element themselves. So they're gonna spontaneously combust, man. They're gonna just catch fire like that. And you're just gonna be running around. You're gonna be on fire and you're gonna be disintegrating in your body, man, before you can even die, man.
We could be hot. We could be hot, normally, just regular body. We have a fever of 150 and something. While we living, though that's a low vibration, but it still shows that fire with it that's burning us, like you say. But wait, run that out. Run this out. Double back down.
1 Corinthians 3:13. Every man's work shall be made met. Well, no, you want to get straight to the point now?
Yeah, with a.
Hey, if I can add, about the shop, if I can add real quick before you make your point.
Yeah, you in the money
If
now.
I can add real quick. When you go into that word work, man, it goes into like will, man. So it's only two jobs that you can do, man. You can either work for Esau, you can either work for Yahweh. Because when you work, when somebody hires you to do a job, you're going to do what? To work for them, to what? Fulfill their will. They want you to build a house for them, cut some trees out their yard, you're doing their will, man.
When you gonna slow
You
your
said work for Esau and the Lord. Work for the devil or work for the Lord?
It's about where you store your treasures up, you know?
If I can see, that goes back to, you think the Most High give a damn if you want to be out here or not? No, he don't give a damn. As long as the job get done. That's the same thing with Esau. Who you gonna work for? You gonna make sure you be on Esau's job all the time because you know his consequences to it. It's the same thing with the Most High.
It's even worse because the Most High, bro. It's much worse.
If you gonna put it like that, you're trying to abandon him.
This 1 Corinthians 3:13. Every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it shall be revealed by fire. And fire shall try every man's work what sort it is.
Right, he gonna render to every man according to his deed. Now that's universal right there. So every work, all right? So that's what the left hand side and also what? Right. All right. So that's okay. So this Job 28, y'all see, before he bought that, y'all bought out that there was dross or silver or something like that. Right? This Job 28:1, it says, surely there is a vein for silver, and that vein there is vein for silver, and a place for gold where they find it. Iron is taken out of the earth, and brass is molten out of a stone. So you can liken that iron to who? Who's the iron of the earth? Who? The hammer of the earth. The hammer of the earth. And the brass is molten out of the stone.
The iron too?
That iron too.
Because in Daniel, he's identified as
there
iron.
you go. As iron, right? And brass, the brass stuff is coming. It's coming. We gonna get there. The brass is molten out with the stone. Now who the stone is? That was broken with our hands. That's the stone. That's how we shot. Look, it's about to say he's setting an end to darkness. So if this really talking about stones, or if you thinking it's speaking of iron and stone, literally, he putting an end to darkness. Who's the ruler of darkness? Of the air. Esau. Okay? So it says he's setting an end to darkness and searching out all perfection. The stones of darkness and the shadow of death. The flood break it out from there. Because he said, I'm going to send a flood through. I'm going to send a flood, break it out from the inhabitant. Who's the inhabitant of earth? Going back to, he said that he have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Even the waters forgotten of the foot, they are dried up, they are gone away from men. As for the earth, out of it cometh bread, and under it is turned up as if it were fire. Yeah, man, that fire going what? Purify it, man. He's thrown in it. That's the point.
And he said that he's, when Esau get pissed off, he's going to come in like a what? Like a flood.
Right?
Isaiah 59:19.
And in 9 he says he put his hand upon the rock. He overturned the mountains by his roots. So the Lord gonna basically turn even coming out of their pocket. Everything in their pocket, you just say, yeah, man, like that's what the Lord gonna do. He said he overturned the mountains by the roots. And mountains are considered to be what? Great governments, man. The Most High say he gonna flip it upside down, man.
Hey, like in the song said he gonna vomit up everything he took. He's gonna vomit up everything.
Everything, right.
Y'all got it out. We got to get back here. Keep brothers back here.
He been waiting for y'all get anytime to eat. That brother's not here. Go ahead, y'all get it.
I'm brother relentless with the word.
Hey, brother starving over here.
Yeah, brother starving. Go ahead, get it.
Let me bring this out.
Brother starving.
Bring it out, guys.
2 Peter 3:12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Shah, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
You got it, bro.
So, you know, that's what's coming. You know, that fire, that destruction that's coming to the earth.
Yeah, we hope we exempt from that. Yeah, that's right. The brother brought out, man. We hope we exempt.
Hope praying.
That's what this Passover all about.
Passover all about.
When they say the elements should know the person. Hey,
All precept too, bro.
we elements of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Lord willing, we not of that number, man. Hey, these 2/3 of these heathens gonna melt, man.
Hey, Red, they know early and all these niggas trying to make it up, man.
It's 2nd Ezra 16:8. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Nobody.
9. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Nobody.
Have I?
Come on.
Anybody else got one?
You got.
Break it up.
They could have read all that.
Hey, that's what I'm getting in. That's what I'm getting in.
They could have read all
Get into yours.
that. Hey, that shows you how much time I got to give her like, who gonna be able to?
That's the question. Only entity that can stop that destruction is the one that's sending forth that destruction, and that's what the mark is for. The Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua will bring calamity. He will kill some people, and he will spare another group of people.
Hey, the Lord said the word, they gonna come back void.
No, you can't. You don't have it, bro.
That's why everybody is wild. They got shot.
Deuteronomy 32:22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, it shall burn into the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains.
If you don't mind me saying something about that real fast, Doc. See, and it's crazy when you listen to the scriptures. The Heavenly Father got a vendetta with this place, man.
Yeah.
Right, dog. Ain't no blessing up there.
The Lord ain't got the Lord not. I don't know what scriptures y'all read, but the scriptures we read, the Heavenly Father got major hatred for this place, man.
That's right.
And got love for His men.
That's right.
And it's just that simple. You know.
That's what the truth is all beautiful about because a lot of people don't know what Babylon is.
So read that again, huh?
It's Deuteronomy 32:22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, it shall burn unto the lowest hell.
And that lowest hell, man, when you look at hell, you're not talking about disco inferno blazing under the sun. All right? When you hear about hell, when our Heavenly Father come down on this devil, he's going to burn up America and a few other places in the earth. But that hell is going to be that slavery, man.
That's right.
They're going to be in the lowest slavery that's known to man. Mankind, since mankind been created.
Hey, they're going back to their rightful place.
The base. At the base.
The base.
That's the bow base. Yeah.
First base.
And shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains.
And who are the mountains? That's the other nations. When you read Psalms 83, all these nations that came and got confederate against the children of Israel. That's the only way the other nations can sin, is by with how they deal with the children of Israel. The Most High don't care about them eating pork and banging with each other, so on and so forth. When they come bring that wine to the nation of Israel, and the way they deal with Israel is how all these calamities is going to befall.
That's right. I will heap mischiefs upon them and spin my arrows upon them.
And that's why when you read Jeremiah the 25th chapter, it say that cup, he say, Jeremiah, give them this cup and tell them they're going to drink this cup. All right? And that's all this bad health us Israelites got over here, all those curses of Deuteronomy 28 that's cleaving us, they about to cleave them.
Double.
Bring it out, brother.
They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat.
See, when you talk about this fire, that fire represents slavery, man. Ultimately, man. That fire that's going to be on these other nations, all right, you get burnt up by the missiles, man, you go in the spirit realm. That fire going to be 1,000 years, man. Take that. Soon as you get burnt, put in the earth, you're gonna be working from no light to no light.
They going into another dark age.
Hey man, cause death is better than slavery, man. That's that lowest hell they're gonna be in. Bring it out, brother. Bitter. Was it not bitter? When you look at all those clips about slavery that our people went through, that's bitter. I would rather be dead than be in a cotton field from no light to no light picking cotton, man.
And Esau get paid millions. These Hollywood producers get paid millions of dollars off portraying our suffering.
Our story.
That's why they make the narrative out there that like you're a good person if you want to work. You're supposed to want to work. That's no different from master motivating his slaves to work.
That's part of the witchcraft. Bring it out.
Also send the teeth of beasts upon them, poison the serpents of the dust.
All right, now when you read Daniel, what that is when they say he had great teeth, when it was talking about Rome, that what that meant. He said he had 3 ribs in his teeth. All right, that was people he had to make the 3 tribes, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah in captivity. That's what that was talking about. All right, that teeth represents great bondage, man. Now that's gonna be that hell that we're gonna get our fulfillment. Looking at our enemy fall and look at our enemy suffer. That's going to be the beautiful hell for these other nations, man. Not them burning and some disco inferno on the earth, man. That's some bullshit, man.
Dante's Inferno.
The red represent family.
Bring it out, brother.
The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hair.
Revelation 18:6. Give to them double.
Yeah.
Reward her as she rewarded you. Do it double, man. All right? We're going to have our way with their women. We're going to hear the lamentation of their women, man. We're going to get their little ones and get them by their little and dash their heads against the stone, man.
Thus said the Lord.
We gonna get the booty.
Y'all got it.
Hey, the slavery is going to be bad, but those missiles are going to be bad too. They kind of took the fire now. But this is back in 2nd Ezra 16. I'm going to start at 1. Woe! Her destruction be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Nobody. Once Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua begins dropping that hammer of plagues, pestilences, famine, race wars, civil wars on this place, it's not going to stop until the chip gets mandatorily implemented and those missiles get shot to the ends of the earth.
And if I could add to what the brother just brought up, when you go into that word Asia, it means, what it mean, Asia. The dogs, the land of the sunrise, man.
You watch
as you walk to the Middle East. Yeah, come.
I'm looking at your face, I'm like,
Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Babylon is talking about modern day America. And Asia is talking about the Middle East, man, because the Middle East gonna get it too. We know that Israel is gonna be destroyed as well, man.
Hey, mention in the same precept it says Babylon, woe be unto thee, Babylon, America, and Asia, the Middle East. Woe be unto thee, Egypt, America again, and Syria, the Middle East again. The Most High saying, hey, it's been set in stone, so it's coming. Back in verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive them.
It's not the coronavirus over there in the Middle East?
Asia.
Yeah.
Woe to them.
Yeah. Hey, what you got going on? They going and they wars and rumors of wars going over there in Syria right now, man.
And they also got the bird flu in Saudi Arabia and the swine flu. It's just a perfect storm of death and misery. Verse 6. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood.
or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it hath begun to burn. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. And we know what that arrow ultimately is. Those nuclear tipped ICBMs. Con. I'm gonna jump down to verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
Powder!
That was your head.
Disintegrate, man.
Hey, now look, when you read Zechariah 14th chapter, it's gonna be like the nuclear missile is gonna have you melt like an ooze. But guess what? When you look at War of the World, the UFO power turns you to power. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna be stronger than the fucking nukes, man. Your house size laser beam is gonna be stronger than the nukes.
Stone bow. Verse 12.
Go back to that blood.
Oh, Con, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to power at his presence.
All right, and this is just a precept to back you up if you got it.
I got it.
Come on. And I will bring, Zephaniah 1 and 17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust.
Hey, complete disintegration, like the brother was saying. You get hit with that concentrated heat, it's going to be dust and smell of smoke, as it says in 2nd Ezra 13. And then Ezra's after that was like, and I was sore afraid.
Yeah, that's right.
But back in verse 12, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The earth shall shake to and fro like a drunkard. Con. This whole planet's going to be getting hit with missiles. Land masses are going to be disappearing. New land masses are going to be coming out of the ocean.
So what we doing? The Leviathan thing?
So I thought he was all loving God.
He's all. He loves his elect. He loves. Right now, he loves the Israel, but everybody else is on that hate list, on that kill list.
That's what Angela was talking about. I thought he loved everybody.
But all this is doing, that's love.
It's
action, man. No, it's just like you said, the action word, man. That's love. To destroy the earth and its unrighteousness and the fulfillment thereof, that's love. To
take a 2/3 out of his
misery and turn him to
loving him.
Yeah. So I mean, I showed you love.
And not just that. Your enemy, you're a faithful child, and this is an unfaithful child, and that's your enemy. I'm loving you by taking this enemy out in front of your face.
That's facts. He said, when I have killed you, I've done you good.
Hey, what you gonna say? It pleased the Lord to
bruise his own son. He didn't just bruise his son, he killed him too.
And humiliated him.
Like he killed him in the flesh, from the physical heat. He felt that. He allowed him to feel that. To get the keys to hell.
Yeah. So how much more us?
How much more? Like, come on, man. He said, when knowing I have killed you, I've done you good. When he killed Yahushua, he gave him the range to everything. It was over with. That was it. That was the last thing he had to do was that.
That was swallowed.
That to come get that. That's it. That was the last. He gave the range. He said, I am now what? Lord, he have given me all power and whatever made it happen, man. Y'all got it, huh?
And we get heirs of that.
Y'all got it. Bring it out.
Jay got a song out.
Bring it out.
Jay got a song out basically with Yahushua did. Yahushua basically gave up all his women to get all his bros back. When you look at it, he had 1,000 women. And when he came back, he died for the 144. They have a song say I give all my hoes back just to get my bros. Yahushua literally did that when he came, when he was king.
I see what he said.
Solomon had 1,000 women and Yahushua had
That's my man. Accordingly, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Y'all,
I had to let him finish.
You talking your shit,
beautiful.
But back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 12, the earth quaketh and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also.
That's a terrible power. That's a terrible
King
power.
of terror.
King of terror.
Before the Lord and before the glory of his power.
And what the scriptures say, Lord, you angry with the rivers? Your first
Happen
Lord,
with God.
Lord got to touch down the car. True hell, man. You know, when you watch those movies like Independence Day, man, when that fathership cracked through the atmosphere, man, everything was in the goddamn peril, man. Everything, man. All the elements, the people, the animals, everything, man. You know, you got it, bro.
Verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Are not they goddamn developing high-class, high-tech missiles with GPS systems?
I see intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Intercontinental mean they go from one end of the earth to the other.
Yeah, follow you.
God.
They got goddamn Sophia built in them.
Hey, when they say they're sharp, that's the tip of that warhead. That point is sharp up to when it hits, it's going, what they hold like, how many warheads?
15, 20.
Up to a lot. Many teeth in that lion's head. Behold, plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And they shall be like mighty men, they shall not break their ranks.
This Isaiah chapter 42, verse 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar.
It's not jealousy in the air, man, with these different nations, man. You know, it's been going on with the U.S. and Turkey. The Turkey buying goddamn missile defense systems from Russia. You know, Libya. Gone, and so on and so forth, man. You know, the jealousy is in the air, man. You know, that's why these different nations is gathering over there in the Middle East, man, right now as we speak, man. You know, because they're trying to figure out who's going to run the world next.
You got it. He shall prevail against his enemies.
And that's facts.
Verse 14. I have long time holding my peace.
Right, the Lord is long suffering, man. He's patient. You know, we the same way, man. We patient, man. That's what builds our character, man. You know, learning how to indulge and immerse ourselves in suffering, man. You know, that builds our patience, that builds our character, man. Because we're not easily agitated then once we're able to deal with, okay, well, damn, I gotta wait to get paid. Just use a simple analogy, so to speak. You know, I gotta wait 2 weeks to get paid. Scriptures say, goddamn, we supposed to get paid, goddamn, for the sun go down. You know, just little small things like that. So how much more the things going on in the world, man? Each brother can attest to their own little vibration things, man. You know, you got it, bro.
It says, I have been still and refrained myself.
Right, because that's what the scriptures say, judgment not executed speedily. What was it? To do wickedness, man. You know, come, bro. You got it.
Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
It's not the Lord crying through his midst, man. Are we not on them highways putting up videos daily, man? Going hard, man. Ready to get the fuck up out of here, man. You know, this don't get old to us, man. You know, every day is a renewing in the spirit, man, when we put up videos and we study. You know, it's my pleasure, bro. Man. It's our pleasure, man. This what keeps us going, man. This what keeps us intact in the spirit, man. Us suffering. Because if we ain't suffering, man, then what's the point of us having these scriptures, man? If we ain't suffering, man. Right. You know, because these scriptures was made to what? To comfort us, man. We don't need to be comforted if we ain't suffering.
Let me break it down. You break it down. This Hebrews 6 and 11. I'm going to start at verse 10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work
Right,
and
so,
labor.
hey, take it cheerfully, man. Like the Lord tell you in Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, man. Hey, when you change to a Lord's state, when you come to serve the Lord, take it cheerfully when you change to a Lord's state, man. You know, because the Lord is not forgetting about our tribulation, man. You know, our trials and tribulations, man. Like I tell you about 1 Peter, man. You got it.
For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love.
Right, our labor of love, because this is love what we doing, man. Right. Edifying the body about the Passover. Edifying the body about these scriptures, man, all in whole, man. You know, this is love, man. You know, us being together as brothers, man. You know, backing one another, man. You know, looking out for one another, man. Edifying one another, man. You know, comforting one another. That's love, man. And these scriptures, man. Not according to this worldly love in this society. Just, oh man, I love you, but you snaking me. You know, or you trying to fucking woman or some shit like that, man. Or you counting his pockets. Pillow talking, man. You know, you got to let me finish up.
All right, which you have showed toward his name.
Right, show it towards the Lord's name, man. So how the Lord's name don't matter? How you can't get the Lord's name into the kingdom, man? We laboring right now. You know, bring it out, bro.
That you have ministered to the saints and
right.
do minister.
And we're ministering right now and do minister. You know, until the Lord calls us off the side, the highways and byways, man. Until the family of the word come, man. Service, bro. We gonna serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man. In that order, man. You got it to the prophet of the prophet. You got it.
God says in my house, we shall serve the Lord.
We shall serve
the house of the Lord.
It's
the tabernacle of the Lord. Right here, man. We're going to serve the Lord.
You got it. And then,
take it out.
We're gonna go four more after this, brother. Four more.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, like the brother was saying, in verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience.
Right.
And that tells you in Luke 21:19, right? Because that's our soul to patience. Right? And what will ye do when the Lord Yahweh shall visit you? If you lost your patience, man.
What can you do?
What can you do?
You can die.
That's it. Hey, what you say? Look between your legs and what?
You shall die. So we gotta keep that. We gotta keep patient. We gotta keep suffering and all this comforted through the scriptures, like the brother said.
Y'all, brother, who next?
Who next?
Bring it out, brother.
This Acts chapter 14 and verse 12 confirms the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of heaven. So if you ain't going through nothing, man, you need to ask yourself if you really serving the Lord, man. Because through much tribulation, that's the only way we're going to get the kingdom, man. So we got to endure suffering, man. We got to enjoy to like Apostle always say, you got to learn how to love suffering, man. You know, because that's the only way we're going to get that kingdom, man. And get salvation.
Dwelling on firmly.
Don't say it. That's back up when
Oh, yeah, that's back there.
So about the second chapter right there, that's telling you, the Most High say, look, if I put this hell upon you, take you through these trials and tribulations, put a fucking smile on your face. To know that I'm dealing with you, man. I'm dealing with you.
James, the 1st chapter too.
Yeah, God. And there you go. And that's refining you, making you pure. To be perfect in your house, watching our shop.
Like I say, the scripture tell you that your own infirmities, the Most High did that to make the best of you.
Glory in your infirmities.
Yeah.
Paraphrase.
I got one. Back in what the brother Kaya was reading earlier. It's Sirach 39:26. It says the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All of these things are for good to the godly. And it says, so to the sinners, they are turned into evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
That's right.
It say fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. I can read more.
Which are angels.
It's angels.
That angel. A wind angel. It is the angel.
And that's why we got here today to try to get that mark of exemption. So what this brother just read, we don't want to see those guys. We don't want none of that smoke.
Girl, you can't escape no angels.
No.
None of y'all there. I don't care how many Herschel Walker moves Jay got in. Barry Sanders moves. Ain't no juking no angel, man. Y'all got it out.
God, it says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's, you see, it got commas behind it, so it's telling you, look, it's going to be a set death for a certain group of people. You got animals and everything that Jake haven't even seen or heard of, man. Leviathan going to come out in these last days, man. But he come.
If I can add, you know, that animals, man, they're going into something different than the Leviathan and Behemoth. Because obviously Job seen those things, man. You know, it's something different that's out here, man. You know, that nobody ever heard of. Right. It's not written in the scriptures.
The newly created ones. That's gonna come about.
Bigfoot gonna be all
They say almost 90% of the ocean is unexplored, man.
That's right.
Come on.
They only discovered 5% of the ocean, man. Come on.
Brady Cooper's gonna want his teddy bear.
I got one. Hey, who got one more?
I got one more.
You got one more?
Going into the spirit that he's running
After you get yours.
It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 4. I'm going to read down to 9. I'm going to be real quick though. It says, hold on. For if Yahweh spare not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the whole world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
And that righteous man represents who? The elect, man.
That's right.
What it tell you in Ezekiel the 9th and 4th chapter, 4th verse, man. That's right. You know, put a mark upon all that side prophet of abomination that we done missed thereof, man. We've been vexed, man.
Yeah. And it says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust.
And it's not Salaka. It's 2 examples that are used that is just popped up in my head again. Salaka, like the brother in Jude, where they say Sodom and Gomorrah, the same places. Sodom and Gomorrah went out, this place gonna go out. And in the time of what is Matthew, the 25th chapter with Noah, man, how they was giving in the party and marriage and all that shit. The great flood that came upon us, same thing. Matthew 24 comes, man. You know, and it's gonna go out by the way of fire, man. You know, you got it.
And it says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished, man. Right. And if I can say this, man, we've all come up until this time where we've been in this society. We grew up in this society. We know how Esau proclaims himself as being this ruler over the earth, man. We're tired of hearing about Esau's story, man. We've heard your story, we're not impressed, man, all right? It's time to hear about our untold stories, man. What about the elect, man, all right? What about our stories that go untold? The struggles and the daily pain we go through, man. That's what we're waiting on, man. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy this place, man.
Well,
for the elect's sake.
Actually, Esau, identity thief ass, glorifies himself with our history, huh?
Yes,
all the things he put in the textbook, all his great feats. You know what I'm saying? We make the movie about the Maccabees, Jeremiah, and Daniel, and put his face on it.
Whitewash. Yeah. First Maccabees 3 and 4. Take the lights of their own image.
They literally have a
The summarize with Jake. Guerrilla warfare came from Jake. Everything.
That's it right there. They got a project on YouTube right now.
The rust, which is the Russian.
Right.
You know, right.
Those Zars, who's Jakes?
That's right.
They got a brother on YouTube right now through GMS who literally breaks down how Esau stole the Marvel comic heroes from the Bible. Basically on their story, he identified who he talking, where they get it from in the scriptures. Like the parables and stuff, that's how they get their character building on stories and stuff, their crime stories. They get it all from the scriptures. Everything that Esau based anything around is from the scriptures. They ain't do nothing originally. Everything they did, they stole.
And they go into Israel as a form of all things, but this one into these spirits. It's like this Hebrews 12 and 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers in our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirit and live? You know, and that's going into these spirits created for vengeance. Because, you know, Esau, people of the world who don't know the Lord, man, they say, oh, God is all good. He don't do no evil. But the Lord say he got spirits created for vengeance, man. You know, so that's what it's going into. The Lord is the Father of all spirits. So we know.
What you think happened when regular Jake get killed there? What spirit that is that set them up to get killed? But that's just an example of what you were saying. You got it.
Alright, so this is I'm gonna bring out this scripture right here. This basically why we doing this Passover, man. You know, this like the cherry on top, man, but the brother said he got one too. This is Psalms 91:7. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee, man. That's why we doing this Passover, man, to get back to what we're saying too, man. This is basically the reason why we doing the Passover, man. It says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, man. Hey, you people finna catch it, man. Because thou hast made the Lord Yahushua, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thee, thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone, lest we trip up and fall, man. But if we trip up and fall, man, what we gonna do? We're gonna repent, man. You got it.
Let me say something real quick, guys. And it's just a show of our faith, man, because while everybody else in the world got damn clubbing, partying, fucking something, we keeping the Passover, man. That's right. You know, we showing our faith, man, because shit, we could have been out there doing the same thing without works, man. We sitting there waiting, keeping the Passover without options, man. We ain't worrying about no bitches right now, man. We'll get them out there after the sun drops, you know. But right now is the time, man. We keeping the Passover, man. You know, the business. We handling our business, man. Everything else is secondary, man. That's the mindset we gotta have, man. You know, because we'll get our rest. We'll get our playtime in the kingdom, man. You know, right now, shit, we about our Father's business.
It tells you Romans 12 chapter, it tells you not to be slothful in business.
In business. Stay consistent in your business.
Burden in spirit.
And this the end game. Because what we we're looking towards that date that the Lord had, that great and notable date. Because of what? For us is what? It's the beginning of our everlasting, man. Right? It's time for to receive a crown of righteousness, a double garment of righteousness from the Lord for our works, man. We're not here doing this for nothing, man. Now, all praise to Yahushua that we have been called and hopefully chosen, right, by the Most High. You see, to receive the kingdom, man, and the glory that comes with it. And ultimately what? Praising the Most High, man. Because we're going to do that day in and day out, righteously, all right? But this Baruch 4 and 23, I'm going to go to 27. It says, for I sent you out with mourning and weeping, right? We mourning and weeping right now.
Broke it during noonday, huh?
But Yahweh will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Like as now, the neighbors of Zion, who are the neighbors, the other nations, man, have seen your captivity. So shall they see you, see shortly your salvation from the Most High. So that, just how they saw us down and out, is it he? Is these the people we must have? which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh.
Please ask the second chapter too.
For thine enemy had persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread on his neck.
That's right.
All right? So we're going to get the blessing of that Kawah, all right, going to come upon us, and that Kawah, that death of destruction coming upon everybody else. Not just them, but the people who are in charge of it, are giving it out, right? It says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways, man. We done went rough ways, man. We still going rough ways. Suffer patiently, man. He said, these are my delicate ones. And the delicate ones is put a focal point of emphasis on that. That's somebody's elect, man. Because 2/3, they don't give a fuck which way they going. All right, they straight way, gateway.
They gonna perish.
Dwayne Wade's son Wade, you know, it's just ways, man.
Dwayne Wade. You gotta be that way and allow your son to be like that.
It says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy, which we caught. But when Yahushua come back, he gonna free us, man. All right, we already free spiritually, mentally, right? But we gotta actually come out of physical captivity. We gotta get up and go to work some brothers tomorrow, later on tonight. Like we still in there, man. We in chains still. It says, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto me, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you, man. So the Lord ain't forgetting us, man. This is about to pass. He about to pass over us. Literally, man.
Lord willing, this year.
Lord willing, man. I will wrap this up, man.
But what y'all brothers doing right now? Y'all putting that blood on the post right now. By doing what y'all doing right now.
Hey,
so when he do pass over, y'all got that exempt.
We got the exempt.
And we posting it
I
on
can give you an
YouTube.
example right quick. Based on what you were saying, based on what you, the brother Kayat was saying about his delicate ones that went rough. And the Most High always made a physical example of that. Look at the nigga woman. She supposed to be delicate. But what is she? Rough. Like she got built up testosterone.
Robust.
Yeah, bro, I'm chicken shit now, man. That's all over. I see so many girls with hair growing around. There's another.
But that's just an example of that's just basically on how the Most High look at Israel. That's just woman.
Take us out, bro.
But Lord willing, this is edifying, man. You know, we about to celebrate the Passover.
I mean, all you need is
the next time. We're going to get infinite honor, glory, and praise to the Most High and His Son. Hey, turn your double honor star apostle and elders of GMS from rule well, teaching the truth 100%, no cut, double shalom and salutation. I can push the word across the four winds in true faith, sincerely, giving all diligence. Kwam Yasha'al.
Kwam Yasha'al.
Abal.
Shalom. Posak, baby.
Posak.